Having a proper workspace setup is a good feeling to work and be very productive. Before reaching this current workspace setup, I also undergo a staging process of trial and error, but this latest setup hasn't met my desired workspace yet. Just a quick reminder, this is not a sponsored video. Hello, I am Richie, a web and graphics designer, front-end web developer, and professional photographer based in Cebu City, Philippines. And for this video, I will share my small workspace setup at home. So let's start on this side of my workspace. What I have here is my Ikea pegboard and wall shelf. I bought this Ikea pegboard at Shopee to hang my headset and other kinds of stuff. I only put little things on it as I don't want it to look like hanging storage. It was my wife's idea to keep it minimal. For the wall shelf, I got this from Mandawi Foam for 340 pesos. It's the best option out there because it's cheaper compared to Ikea wall shelf. This one is what I have decided to use because it is small and has no metal bar. I prefer this small shelf because it doesn't protrude from TV at this angle. And the box here in the wall shelf is where I stored my wedding photos. This table was made locally, not bought pre-made. The leg is detachable. The height of my table before was 73 cm and reduced down to 65 cm. I reduced the desk height because I am short. The best desk height for shorter people like me is 60 cm to 65 cm. The drawer that I am using is custom made meant for this table. It's a small drawer meant for small items only. Big and deep drawers are just a waste of space, and this is not yet the final drawer that I will be using because there are mistakes that the craftsman has overlooked. Good thing though, they have such good quality service to remake the drawers that I have requested. The chair I am using is the Office F16 Pro. It is an ergonomic chair for an affordable price with lots of features to sacrifice as I am on a budget. I bought this chair for health purposes, and for my final review of this chair, the size of this chair is too big for my space and it ruined the aesthetic of my setup. This chair is not for short people like me because the headrest is too high. The back seat doesn't have a forward tilt to push my back to sit a perfect 90 degrees. If you are on a budget and tall, buy this chair because it is solid. If you have more money to buy a better one, the Sihu M57 All Mesh is what I can recommend for an ergonomic chair. Don't buy a chair with seat foam if you have kids at home or it is going to look like this. And if budget is not a problem and tall, I would prefer the Office Ergo Chair or the Stance Cradle Deluxe. The mouse I am using is the Logitech MX Anywhere 2S. It's my favorite mouse for work productivity because of the hyperscroll. The size is small with long battery life. The exact number of days of this battery before it is out of power and needs to recharge again is 39 days. My keyboard is a full-size Keychron K1 version 4 and it has an accessory for me to lift my keyboard higher. Though it looks weird, then I have decided to put it down because it looks better if it's flat on the desk and it's good for my hand to avoid health issues. And for my final review of this keyboard, the length is too long and it consumes more space. If I position it correctly, my mouse will only have a tight area to move around. The TKL version is not my best option as it reduces work productivity because I need the numpad to type the number line in Visual Studio Code when working. Though I will still try the TKL version if one of the keys in my Keychron stops working. The keyboard is already 14 months with me. Some of the keys are no longer 100% responsive. It drops to 90%. Sometimes some of the keys will double the output after pressing. And I think this keyboard will not reach 2 years with me. If this will be replaced with a new keyboard, I would probably choose the Keychron K3 hot swappable switches or the Logitech MX Keys Mini. The desk pad is from Clara at Shopee. I got this without a lock attached by request because the default design has a locker hanging on the edge of the side of my table or appearing on the desk surface. This desk pad size perfectly fits my keyboard and mouse aesthetically, but in terms of usage, it's uncomfortable. There was one time when I was working for long hours and I didn't notice that my hand was already at the edge, and there was a small slit on my wrist and it became uncomfortable when working because it hurts. This desk pad is made locally from Marikina. I can recommend this seller because they sell it for an affordable price, but I would suggest buying the bigger one. Soon I will be replacing this desk pad with a new one because I got an RGB desk pad, a gift from my younger brother from Europe. For now, I can't use it because it is too big for my desk and it is not aesthetically pleasing to my eyes. I will only be using it if I replace this work desk with a better one. The speaker I use is the 21-year-old Altec Lansing. I don't have any plan on replacing it because it is still working. Even though I already have a new speaker, I won't still be able to use it because my son is the one who uses it for his online school. The headset that I have here is the Asus TUF H3. I use this headset if it's too noisy outside or inside the house. I prefer using my old speaker when playing games or music. And for my review of this headset, the sound quality is 7.5 out of 10. The left side is no longer in good condition and I don't even use it all the time. The fitting on my head is also not good because it feels so tight and uncomfortable. The microphone I am using is the FIfine T669, a good microphone for an affordable price. The monitor I am using is the Asus VG27AQL1A. I choose this monitor because it's a 2K resolution and perfect for 27-inch screen. For me, this monitor is expensive and I didn't mount this with a monitor arm because the monitor stand that comes with this monitor is already good. Because I use fancy sound for Windows arrangement, the left side of the screen has a very slight curve on it. It looks uncomfortable when working because I am OC when it comes to details. The machine that powers my workstation is a Windows PC that I recently built in 3rd week of January 2022. I replaced my Dell laptop with a desktop PC because my laptop is already running very slow. Even replacing the SSD and reinstalling the Windows, the system is still running slow, so I decided to build a PC. The following specs are Gigabyte A520i AC, Ryzen 7 5700G, G-Skill Trident C 16GB 3600MHz, Cooler Master SF750 watts 80 plus gold, and 1TB Samsung 970 EVO plus SSD M.2. The case that I am using is the Cooler Master Box NR200P. The CPU fan that I am using is the add-on fan that came with a CPU. I will be switching it to a better CPU air cooler in the future if I already have the budget to invest in a new PC part. As for the graphics, I am dependent on the CPU integrated graphics because I don't have the budget for a 3060 Ti. Hopefully, it will be sooner for me to acquire the GPU or wait for the price to drop by 20%. The RGB fans are temporary because there are no Noctua fans in any PC store in my city. Hoping to have 3 or 5 pieces for a better air cooling system. I will also replace this tempered glass with a mesh panel soon. For my lighting, I use a Xiaomi desk lamp and a light strip at the back of my monitor as bias lighting to avoid eye strain. And for this strip light behind my monitor, it's my experimentation if this setup for bias lighting will work on me, but it didn't because there is no white or warm color option. For my cable management, this is the best I can do. From my first attempt in cable management, I used this type of adhesive cable lock to manage the cables. But the double-sided tape does not have enough strength because I bought it for a low price. 3M double-sided tape is way much better for cable management. Before I end this video, there are things that I will share with everyone. My setup may look nice to some people, but there are mistakes that I didn't anticipate when I planned my workspace, and it is the design of my desk and its size. Number 1. The depth of my desk is a big mistake. 50 cm is not ideal because it makes me slouch when working and the monitor is too close to my face for about 20 to 24 inches. From my own experience and preference, the ideal distance between the monitor and me is 30 inches or more. When I got this new and from my first month of use last year, I got eye strain and headache every time in front of my monitor. Good thing my eyes have adapted to the brightness and distance between my monitor and me, and still, there are times that I experience eye strain and headache, only if I don't have enough sleep or I'm working on a project with a white background all the time. Hopefully, this will be replaced with a better one because the desk size I have in mind is 140 cm by 80 cm. I will be saving more money for a sit-stand desk because it will help me when working in a standing position while my tummy is full after meals. Number 2. The leg on this side is too close to my right leg. Number 3. The spacing on this side, the 4 inches gap is too much. 2 inches would be enough, except for the back. Number 4. This part in front of my desk was not part of my design. The builder adds it in there without my consent. I didn't complain about it because I need the desk right away, and they didn't even follow the look of the surface or ask me about using wood veneer. And I will never be hiring the company who made this desk because they never entertain you, especially their agent. And that's all for the details about my workspace setup. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, click that thumbs up. If you want to receive the latest updates on my channel, you know what to do. See you again next time.